So Cornfield Round 10 is dropping in less than 12 hours as of me uploading this video. I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are too. I will be summoning tomorrow morning when the banner does go live. Hopefully at 7 in the morning, which is around the time the banner does drop. If not, it might be a few hours later. We'll see how it goes. I will set a stream. But before the banner does drop in 12 hours time, I do want to talk about the characters one last time. Just to go over the characters and talk to you lads about before you summon, right? Is it worth summoning on this banner? Should you be summoning? Well, let's talk about it. So firstly, before we do talk about any kind of character in this banner, let's talk about the strategies for summoning on most banners. So if you are someone that wants to get all 3 characters, the best thing to do, and this is what I always do when I try and sweep a banner, is to keep summoning on the main banner until you get 2 of the characters. Know the rates, right? The chance for a character right here, an individual character, is 0.5% chance. So that means you have a 1.5% chance to get one of these characters right here. So if you get 2 characters, let's say for example I get Mayuri and then I get the Kugo and I want to get the Tsukishima, the best thing to do is stop summoning on the main banner and wait for their individual, which Tsukishima for example does come out March 24th, and at that point you have a 1% chance to get the character. So that's what you should always be doing. If you only ever care about one character in a specific banner, let's say for example this Tsukishima, you don't care about Kugo, you don't care about the fillers, you don't care about Mayuri, and you only care about Tsukishima, then the best thing to do is save for the individual banner where your chances have literally been doubled. Instead of 0.5, it's a 1% rate. So let's say for example we do 10 steps, we are going to be getting 2 Tsukishimas. Now obviously it's RNG, you could get unlucky, you could get even lucky, you could potentially pull 5 Tsukishimas in 10 steps. It really comes down to your RNG, but if you do 10 steps on the individual banner, you should get the character that you're going for. I think it's like a 76% chance. Don't quote me on that though, but it is fairly high if you end up doing 10 steps on the banner. As you can see, we actually did walk away with 2 Tsukishimas in 10 steps, which is pretty good. And in fact, we actually got our first one on step 3, and that basically means you could be done with the banner at that point, because you only need this character 1.5. But looking at the actual main banner, the one that is dropping tomorrow, obviously to do all steps, which is 20 steps, it's going to cost you 5,750 orbs. Oh, that's a lot of orbs, right? Now, alright, so while recording this, I actually just realized this banner has 25 steps. That is insane. Normally, if you don't know, the banners cap out at 20 steps, but apparently this one goes to 25. Very weird. Obviously, this is a bit unfortunate at the same time, because at a certain point, obviously, it's going to go to 30 steps, and there's no guaranteed banner character inside, which does suck. Even after 25 steps, you're not even guaranteed yourself a banner character. Okay, but if you are someone that wants to go proper deep on a banner, more guarantees, more discounts, you can't really complain about that. So going back to it, right? These are the banner characters. You have the 3 up here, and then you have the fillers. Now, fortunately enough, the fillers in this banner aren't too bad. Honestly, this is not the worst filler pool that we've seen in the past. So we have the White Day of 2017. I'm not sure the exact date. These characters are okay. They're perfectly usable, but I know most people won't actually use them. For the most part, they are seasonal characters. Maybe you haven't even had the chance to summon for them, so they might be new for you. If they are, then that's orbs. It's always a good thing. The Yoruichi, very, very common. You probably pulled her, but at least on the bright side, she is usable. And she also is a 14 reach touch, so even getting dupes of her is always going to be a good thing. Then we have the Kisuke. Kisuke's also fairly common, but he is a very good epic raid character when he is a bonus. Like, he's probably the best character for that when he is one. And for a few epic raids, he is a bonus, so he has that going for him, but outside of that, you rarely ever use this character. And then we have the Human Killer Retsu, who is pretty good. 14 reach shots, so at worst, she's a very good link, and she's also a very good character. And she's also used in the Cave of Discipline floor 25, so they had that going for him. And then the other 3 characters is Can't Feel Your Own World round 1. Would have liked to see more Cornfield characters, but I won't complain about seeing them again. For most people out there, you might have never even had a chance to pull for these characters. So being able to pull for these new characters, and then also these ones right here, is always going to be a good thing. Nelio is kind of bad, I'm going to be honest. You're never really going to use her. She is usable, though. That's one good thing about the character. She is usable. Now, obviously, she came out at a time where characters weren't just given flurry. That's why she has an 80% bruiser. That is fairly high. But nowadays, characters, even in the same ban, have a 65% bruiser and also flurry, which just means they do way more damage. This Nelio can be usable. She is quite fun to play around with. Her Nad string is very unique. She basically flies around the entire map. If only she had Flurry, she definitely would have been a better character. Unfortunately, she doesn't, so she's mainly going to be a character that you basically force yourself to use, right? Maybe you don't even want to use her, but she is perfectly usable. Grimmjow, as far as SP characters go, he's okay. There's really nothing else to really say about the character. He has Lacerate, he has okay strong attacks. Again, you're probably not going to use him, but he is a collector's item. I actually don't have Grimmjow, and I really do want to get him. Hikoni, on the other hand, is perfectly usable. A character without Havoc is still very good. He has a very good SA1, very good SA2, and very good SA3. It's a lunge forward, a beam forward for his SA2, which I believe is here. Yeah, beam forward SA2, and then also has a full screen strong attack 3. But the main appeal about this character is that he does have 3 flash steps, and he also does have long stride. And if you've never used a character like that, they actually are fairly fun. They basically fly around the entire map. So again, and this is actually the best character from round 1, definitely the go-to if you don't have them. But the other two are just, they're okay. You can use them. Hikoni, on the other hand, is perfectly usable even in today's meta. But that being said, now let's talk about the 3 new banner characters, starting with Mayuri. This character, very, very good. Finally, a Mayuri that hasn't been shafted. He has a very good strong attack kit. Let's look at that real quick. An SA1 3000 length beam thanks to the havoc that he does have. A 960 in front of him. And a 1200 race around him. Pretty much the 3 best strong attacks you can ask for a character. In addition to that, the character's model, Mayuri, looks really, really cool. Got the drip. I love the helmet that he does have on. And he also, in his animations, incorporate Current Field Round 9's characters. Whereas SA1 is using Saruchi, SA2 is using Charlotte, and SA3 is using Dodoni. It makes him a pretty fun character just to even play and look at, which I really do like. In addition to that, his strong attacks also all inflict weakening. Everything he does inflicts weakening, which is very, very good. And his Soul Bomb actually can revive Fallen on Ice if they do die after he does use his Soul Bomb. And then looking at his strong attacks, he is a tech character with Havoc, Guard Break, Frenzy, Devastation, Debilitator, Berserker, and also the increased speed droplet drop rate by 17+%. This is kind of a bonus. We actually don't know how OP this is going to be. Potentially next month we might find out if this does pertain to the new way to pop our characters. Maybe we are going to need droplets, and if we do, you definitely want to get your hands on a character like this. But even outside of this small niche like this, he's still very, very good to be used in Guild Quest. That's where he mainly is going to shine. I don't know how good he's going to be in the hard difficulty of GQ because weakening has been kind of nerfed, but he does revive on his Soul Bomb, so he actually is going to be a pretty good character as a lead for the hard difficulty of GQ for the Espada week. But obviously, someone like the 10 years later version of Rookie is always going to be a better character. But in normal play, in something like where you kind of want to farm droplets, he's going to be very, very good. He looks fun to play, and there's really nothing to complain about this character. The second character to talk about is Kugo Ginger, and I'm saying right off the bat, the only bad thing about this character is the fact that he doesn't transform. Everything else about him is very, very good. The fact that he doesn't transform doesn't make him bad, it just would have made him a lot better, right? But it doesn't matter that much, it's just a small gripe because he does actually go into his Bankai form in the special, and you know, with a game like this, you would think they might be transforming, but apparently not. Now, this character is a fairly unique character when it comes to being a NAD-based character because he does have the new skill follow-up. Now, this new skill basically allows him to hit enemies that are prone, enemies that fall over on the floor. For example, someone like this, you are going to be using Chappies, and if you ever do decide to use your strong attacks to stop the enemies from getting close to you and just to stop them from attacking you, they're going to get pushed over to the floor. Now, normally a NAD character can't hit them when they're on the floor, so you gotta wait for them to get back up. But with this follow-up skill, it does actually allow them to hit them, which makes him pretty good for auto, and it just makes him a better NAD character. He doesn't need it, but it's there, and it just makes him better. In addition to that, he has a 40% bruiser, on top of the fact that he does have a no attack damage plus 25 sword trait, making him hit very, very hard with the fact that he also does have flurry, guard break, sprinter plus 1, and weakened defense just make him a very, very powerful NAD character. This is one of the best NAD characters in the game, and overall one of the best power characters in the game. We've been waiting for a character like this to get introduced for the power attribute, and he's finally here, and it's kind of exciting. So I really do like this character, how they designed him, and he looks cool too. Gameplay wise, he's actually fairly fun. Also do want to mention he is an Aaroniero killer, which makes him even better in my opinion, because if you look at the ranged Aaroniero killers, especially for the hard difficulty of GQ, there aren't a lot good out there, and he's definitely going to be one of the better characters for the hard difficulty of GQ, and he's also going to be a fun character just to carry the Rukas in IZ, and also be a very good character in this month's epic raids. And then we have Tsukishima. This character is just stupid, man. I don't like how they designed this character, but I'm still summoning for him, right? So what's this character? Well, he's basically a Drugum counter, but at the same time, he's countering Drugum, and he's only making people that have Drugum's life harder if they don't themselves own Tsukishima, because Drugum and Tsukishima are going to go hand in hand and just destroy PvP for these next couple months until later down the line, maybe on the 6th anniversary, they're going to introduce a counter to counter this Tsukishima. So why is he so OP? He's literally the best PvP character in the game. Not only is he a speed character with the Stern Ritter Killer, which is obviously a clear counter to Drugum, he comes with a new status element called Drain. On top of that, his Soul Bomb also also inflicts weakened defense, which just means your whole team is going to be doing a lot more damage in PvP. Now, the thing about Jugum, let's say, for example, you use his Soul Bomb, you inflict weakening. Some characters out there are immune to weakening, like this Tsukishima, for example, right? But other characters aren't, and that just allows your team to do more damage. The weakened defense, even though it allows their team to still even damage you, it just means you're doing even more damage, and no one in PvP is immune to weakened defense, so that means you're just going to be doing a lot of damage, and it means if you do get that Soul Bomb off, it pretty much guarantees your win, like most characters anyway. On top of that though, his Soul Bomb does inflict Drain. Now Drain is a new status element coming to the game tomorrow. Essentially what happens is, when you inflict it onto an enemy, it stops them from even having a chance to inflict the status element back onto you. So that if you get lucky enough, if you inflict it, let's say for example on Drugum, and Drugum uses his Soul Bomb in PvP, it's not even going to inflict your two side lane characters with weakening because you've inflicted them with Drain. Also, in addition to that, whatever damage it does do, he heals 20% of that. So he's also going to be able to heal in PvP, which is just absolutely broken, right? On top of that, it gets worse. He also has a boost. It's a 20-second boost. It's also a Vortex. Unfortunately though, or technically fortunately for us, the Vortex does inflict Drain, which basically means that this second short attack, the fact that it is a Vortex, is kind of useless in PvP, but it does make him a pretty good support character in the hard difficulty of GQ. And I'm not sure I even mentioned yet, look at this man's skills, right? Damage taken minus 16%. Brave Battle, temporary invincibility, so he can't take damage for 10 seconds. He has a 20% bruiser, which is fairly on the lower side. Enhancer plus 10 seconds. Flurry, long reach just means he has even more range on his nat string. Poise, sprinter plus 1, weakened defense. This character is literally just the best PvP character in the game, and it's gonna be a hassle to go against him. For the last like 7 or so months, we've been slowly getting used to Jugum, building up our speed characters to make sure that we can tank him, and now that's kind of gone to the waste because this character now exists and he's going to do a better job at it. It's ridiculous, and it's kind of scary for the fact that they might eventually introduce a third character with this skill right here, and that would mean that if a team has all three of them, you are literally doing no damage for 10 seconds, and if you don't have a character like that, you're guaranteed to lose. Like, there's no chance of survival. It's kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. I'm excited to pull for this character anyway. His individual is the last banner, so I'm definitely trying to get my hands on this character, and he's definitely someone you want to get. That's the good thing about this upcoming banner. The 3 banner characters are all very good and useful characters. There's really no one bad in this, like, out of this batch. You have Mayuri, a very good Guild Quest character, and overall just a very good SP character. You have Ginger, who is a very good NAD-based character for just every type of PvE content, and then you literally have the best PP character in the game. You can't go wrong with summoning on this banner, so I would definitely say to you lads, it is worth summoning on this banner, and I myself I'm gonna do around 10 steps. I'm gonna limit myself because I also want to save for the upcoming potential 1000-year Blood War banners, and also potentially just save for his individual banner, Tsukishima's individual banner, in case I don't get them, because I'm not doing 25 steps, which I'm not sure if I did mention in this video. There's 25 steps, which is just mad. I don't think I've seen anyone talk about this. I don't think anyone's realized it because they don't mention it on the banner, because they kind of worded it different, but 25 steps, that's definitely going to be the new norm for every double chance banner going forward into the future. That being said though lads, that was the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. In the comments below, let me know who you are going to be summoning for. Let me know if you are summoning on tomorrow's banner. I actually did make a community post the other day, and 66% of you said you are most excited for Tsukishima, so tomorrow's going to be interesting. Tomorrow's going to be interesting with Tsukishima getting added to the game and just making PvP worse than it already is. Hope you guys did enjoy the video, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Yeah,